Hi guys, Dorota international nail artist and educator here, and today I have prepared for you easy level 1 one-stroke flowers. They are a touch of the watercolor in this design as well, and I hope you really like it. Have a preview of it in here. I will show you how to achieve that even if you're a beginner with the one stroke, and you have to really learn this technique as it looks absolutely amazing on the nails and my clients always love it as well. I hope you really enjoy watching this video, so let's start. That's a design which we will create today. It is absolutely amazing. I will show you how to achieve this look. So we are gonna play with the acrylic paint. So you will paint the client nails, like finish them, and then you could use either a gel polish or you could use acrylic paints. The only thing is with acrylic paints, you don't want to do it on the entire nail. So I would only do it on some parts. I have squeezed out magenta, and then I'm gonna grab white. They actually last you for ages. Okay, then using the one stroke brush, level 1, I'm gonna paint my background first, and I have picked up lots of water for that. Okay, so I'm just gonna paint it quite thick on the top. And as I go down, I introduce a little bit more water, and I start kind of blending it. Even more water, so there is hardly anything on the bottom. Okay, the bottom is sorted. Leave this one to dry. See, hardly anything on the bottom. Leave this one to dry. Again. Pick up water, and I have cleaned the brush as well, just so it doesn't have too much paint. Even now has too much paint. And then just bring it up. It's a kind of almost marble, I would say. Okay, go back to the first tip and just touch up with another layer of the paint. Pick up the water and just kind of feather it so it's even more gentle.
Sponge wouldn't be good for it?
I don't think so as acrylic paints.
But we absorb too much probably.
No, the paint is dry. I need to introduce the water.
Yeah.
So see what is happening. Like if I would introduce the water, I can still move the paint, which was on the bottom. It's disappearing.
So probably the sponge has to be wet.
Yeah, maybe with the wet sponge. Okay, clean my brush. And feather it even more. So basically we have created a watercolor out of it as well. So we've got acrylic paints and we've got some watercolor as well. And I'm just fading it. Okay, clean my brush and then we can start painting those flowers. And I want to use two brushes. So one is a one stroke level 1, the one which we have used it for a background, and then the Demaster. You can also see the size difference, guys, in those brushes. And this one is fantastic actually for the nails because the nails are so small, especially on the client. And I find it like the smaller brush I have, the easier it becomes to paint with it, okay? So I will start with the large one so I can create a bigger petals. Of course, you have to wait for your paint to dry. Mine didn't dry completely yet, obviously, because it's a too short time, but it will kind of keep drying as I paint. So I introduce a little bit of water. Gosh, I'm talking too fast. I'm getting excited with one stroke, sorry. And then magenta color, and then start mixing it together. Okay, the consistency have to be nice and creamy. You cannot have too dry paint. If you do, the things become really difficult. And I'm going to place my first flower here. So I'm just going to the top. And I can feel my paint is a little bit too dry. Now it's too wet. I'm just creating those petals with the touch of the brush. Now this is a perfect consistency of the paint on this petal and perfect on the next one as well. Okay, so we have created a first flower. Pick up the paint, no more water because my brush is still loaded with the water. And I can paint half of the flower here. Pick up the paint again and half flower there. Okay, leave this one for a second to dry. So this will be our first background. We're kind of working layered as a layered design as well. Okay, I've got lots of paint, not enough water, so bring the water in there. My brush is a little bit on the stiff side because I was using it for painting with the gels, and personally it's like I find it takes some time to retrain your brush again. They are very simple flowers, done just with the touches of the brush. Pick up my paint again, and then I could go maybe on the side and here. And on the side there. I have to be very careful here because the paint didn't dry yet. The one which is underneath. So I'm kind of giving myself a trouble, but it's okay. There we are. That's so pretty. Some single petals. Okay, we've got two. One more time, guys. You have to learn one stroke to paint with me and then share your work in a group which Patrick opened on the Facebook. It's a really nice group. So I'm just mixing my paint and I can feel my brush start behaving now. So I can do a nice, beautiful flower here. Yes, my brush is behaving now. And as you can see it, I'm kind of holding the tip in one place just so you can see it. You can paint it as well on the clients, no problem. Those kind of designs because you have asked me. So I do a lot of one stroke on my clients, like lots, and they love it. It's so quick and so effective. And then another flower here. I mix my paint, so clean my brush. And I show you because one thing actually happened, my brush become too squished. So you have to make sure it's nice and flat. It can't be like this. It has to be nice and flat. Mine doesn't behave because there is still lots of gel in it. Like it takes a while for the gel to kind of come off from the brush. And I don't want to use too harsh chemicals, like, you know, I don't want to use the brush cleaner or anything like that. Do not destroy my brushes. That's too strong, far too strong. Like that's why I like to blend my paint quite a long time. There we are. And then this one. So here I will go on the side for a change. And on the side, and I love it that we've got those see-through places as well, and that we have picked up the same color of the flower what we've got the background. I think it just makes it more interesting. Look, I'm basically just touching with the brush, like just touch with the brush. Okay, layer 2. So I'm just picking up the colors again, makes them, you know, let's do it maybe stronger. I always need lots of space to mixing my paint. Okay, I've got perfect mixture on my brush, and now I'm gonna go in between those petals. And now I'm painting slower, and the slower I paint, the more paint I'm gonna leave in there. Okay, those petals are stronger. Just a touches of the brush. And for those of you who watch me first time painting the one stroke flowers and have seen some other tutorials, what you might actually see is that someone is shaking their brush. Do not make that mistake. It will just make your life so difficult. That was one of my first mistakes as well. When I started painting the one stroke, I was kind of following the tutorials. I mean, obviously I attend the trainings as well, like in person, many of them. But also I was following tutorials on the YouTube, and what I could see, it was just a shakes of the brush, and that will happen. Like, see, if I paint really fast, this is almost what you see. It's just a shakes of the hands. But basically, I'm kind of lifting my hand up because we're painting on a much smaller surface than the actual pictures, and it would be very difficult to don't lift your hand up. Okay, we have done another layer, and then I'm picking up more water with whatever I've got left on my brush, and on a piece of paper I'm just gonna do a small, very watery touches here and there to kind of give those delicate look. Look how pretty it is. Just a small touches, very watery. And here, absolutely amazing. And honestly, I could paint one stroke for hours, like hours. I destroyed this petal. So what I'm doing, and the reason for it is I had too much paint. I still have too much paint on my brush. So go back to this petal and retouch it. There we are. Actually, the flowers are so simple that I might do the entire set with this brush. I don't think so there will be a need of picking up the other one, but we'll see. Very delicate ones. I will use actually the small one just to finish some touches. Pick up my paint again. Clean this brush, and what I'm doing, like now I have no time to clean it properly. I just introduce lots of water and leave this brush soaked in the water, just so the paint doesn't dry on it. Remember that, guys, because if you leave the dry paint, it is quite hard to clean it. Now on this one, I'm picking up both of the colors and mix them. And, no, come on, pick up white. White is start drying. You could also put the drop of the water over your paints. Now I'm just gonna do a finishing touches, so much smaller petals. Okay, bring lots of water in and get my brush retrained. Because it got dry, I can hear it. That's better. Okay, so white and magenta. Hello, dog. And then paint some stronger petals. I'm gonna actually squeeze one more row. Very small ones. This one is actually really, really nice, so I'm just gonna fix these petals here. Leave it. Really tiny ones. Then pick up the detailer brush. So I choose the detailer because that's the one which wasn't used in the gel, and I really don't like to paint with my brushes after the gel until like I do 1 or 2 sets of the nails, because it can make you struggle. And I'm just touching up some places. And because our white paint wasn't mixed, like it wasn't separated, the things are quite nice to outline. They really stand out. The outline really stands out. Okay, that's enough. We don't want to do it too much. Couple of the dots here and there. So just few dots. And this one is ready. Again, water in. Too much. Just do not outline, guys, like the entire design. You want to do it like here and there only. Just so it doesn't look too... That's it. Less is more. And then here. Probably we wouldn't have to even outline it like... Okay, and we've got the last one. Microscopic dots. Okay, I'm missing something here, like almost like the entire petal I'm missing there. So what I'm gonna do it is I will just create one by doing this line. Okay, that's enough. So let's grab top coat, and then when we put the top coat, things become really nice and pretty. They almost kind of like the acrylic paints just don't look nice and attractive on the nails without a top coat. So when we grab our top coat, I will be able to show you how pretty set we have created, like on really romantic flowers. Gosh, I'm covered in the paints. So look, top coat going on it, and the things start blending and becoming just pretty. I love it so much. Okay, cook this one. And I like it that's the background which the paint give it to us. Like, I mean, look at this one, it's so amazing. Wow. So keep practicing, guys, this one stroke. You have to. It's just fantastic technique to use on the clients. And I almost feel like it is relatively quick for me to produce a set full of one stroke flowers. So this is a number 5, which goes in here. They always go in the order. That's a pinky. So pretty all together. Index finger and the ring finger, and I can show you all of them. I wanted to check how they will look. I would need to apply it properly. But that's the set which we have created. Very romantic nails. I hope you have guys really enjoy it. And I'm sending you huge glittery hugs and see you in the next video. Bye!